Hello Nation, this is Element Zero, and today I'm going to be doing a brief rundown of character creation in City of Heroes. The first step, obviously, is unlocking your character slot, and then we come directly to the origin page. The first thing you do is choose which of the 5 origins, science, mutation, magic, technology, or natural, you want your character's powers to stem from. Origins are mostly for role-playing, but they also have a minor mechanical value. Each origin has an origin-specific power that you receive at level 1, and after level 20, it helps determine different types of enhancements you can put on your powers. For this sample character, we're going to go ahead and go with the technology. Next is the playstyle selection. The different playstyles are tank, melee damage, range damage, crowd control, support, and pets. This isn't actually your character's class or archetype. This is just a guide to help you choose your archetype. If you want to soak up a bunch of damage and protect the party from hostile enemies, you go with the tank. If you want to heal them or buff them, you go with support. Lock down enemies, keep them off of the tank, crowd control. Melee damage, range damage are pretty self-explanatory, and pets is if you want to have minions. Word of warning about the pets classes. There's only one worthwhile pets class, and that's Mastermind. Unfortunately, Mastermind is locked out to free-to-play players unless they purchase it through the NCSoft store. Today, we are going to go ahead and build a tank. The next page will take us to the archetype selection. There are 4 archetypes under the tank playstyle, 2 of which are locked to me unless I choose to buy them. But the primary 2 are Tanker, which is defensive powers first, followed by offensive powers, or the Brute, which is the flip side of the Tanker, offensive powers first, then defensive. I'm going to go ahead and make a Tanker. Next, you select your power sets. The different primary powers are various armor abilities for this character, and the secondary powers are various melee attacks for this character archetype. The primary difference between primary powers and secondary powers is that as you level up, your primary powers will become available to you a lot quicker than your secondary powers. For example, if I were to choose Dark Armor, I already have the choice between Death Shroud and Dark Embrace. Whereas in my secondary powers, if I choose, say, Battle Axe, I can only choose the first power. For this character, we are going to go with, let's see, Electric Armor, since he's technological, Charged Armor. And secondary powers, we will go with Electrical Melee. Charged Brawl is the first ability. Then we move on to the fun parts. Body. This has different scales: height, physique, shoulder size. Pretty self-explanatory, but the big thing to notice is there are 3 body types: male, female, let's go ahead and increase her height so you can see her better, and then huge, which is always male, but look at that monster. Look at him. Let's pump all this stuff up just for the hell of it. Let's see how big it can get. That is a big bad mamma jamma right there. We're not going to go with huge because I don't think technology and huge really go well together, in my opinion. So, we'll drop him down to just over 6 feet tall. Nice and burly. Move on to the most complex part, and almost everyone's favorite part, the costume selection. Now, it starts me with this costume here. But there are various different costume sets that you can choose from to help you start off. Many different sets. And of course, you see here, there are some that are locked out. But they can be purchased in the NCSoft store. You can also go and change almost every aspect of your character directly by choosing from the various options. If you can't tell, I'm just sort of throwing stuff on him right now. Also, if you particularly like a costume, you can save it with the save button over here. I have saved a costume in advance under the name Ezo. Look at that. That's nice, isn't it? Nice powered armor with an aura. Alright. And that's the costume I'm going to go ahead and use. You can change the colors over here by choosing to link all the colors together or unlink them, and then alter them as you see fit. I think we'll go with a nice dark blue and white for this character. Alright. Looking pretty spiffy. Next, we can customize the colors of the particle effects of our powers. There are 3 standards. There's original, bright electricity, dark electricity, and different scales to match each one. Each set of powers has a different different setups for how their powers can appear, and different scales that you can choose the colors from. For simplicity's sake, for this character, I'm going to stay with the originals, or, actually, let's go with bright electricity, and match colors across all power set. So now whatever I choose, all of the colors in this power set will match. And we'll go with a dark blue and a light blue. And we can see over here what that power will look like when I activate it. Lightning Field is the next power, and so on, all the way up to Power Surge, which is pretty cool looking. Alright, then there's the electrical melee powers. There's bright electricity, dark electricity, and original. We'll go with bright again. And actually, since I liked these colors so much, I'll go into those and click match colors across all powers, and that will make my melee powers the same colors. And then there's registering your character. This is the final step and probably the most difficult. It lists all of your base information. You can enter a battle cry, which you can press F10 to say in the game. A character description, which I'm not going to bother with for this video, and then a name. Name can be one of the most difficult things to come up with in this game, because like all MMOs, your name has to be unique to your character, at least on the server that you're on, which means that you may go through a dozen or more names before you finally land on one that you're comfortable with, that fits your character, that you feel like keeping, that isn't already taken. The plus side is there's a button over here that lets you check to see if a name is already taken. We're going to call this guy Ezo. Let's see if it's already taken. It isn't. It's good to go. There's a check mark. So we'll hit next. It'll give me the option to play the tutorial. I will say no for this video, which would give me a choice to be a hero or a villain. Well, for this particular case, I'll go ahead and choose hero. Complete character creation and enter game? Sure, why not? And that, ladies and gentlemen, is character creation. Now it'll load me into the game, and I can take my adventure into Atlas Park and into Paragon City. Thank you very much for watching my first ever attempt at a solo video. I hope that it wasn't torture. Leave some comments, give me a like, subscribe if you feel. Give me some feedback so I know if I should do more of these. Thanks, guys.